5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome to Two Fandom Friends, not so stereotypical nerd podcast. My name is Salva, and as always, the lovely Chantal.
Hello.
Right there. Look at that. How are you?
I'm good. Okay.
You're like dreading it because when this episode comes out, it's next week for us, right?
School would have started.
Which is your school would have started and my work would have started. So we're back to the stress factory. For you,
I'm already stressed, okay? Like I have 5 courses to do this semester, all upper level courses. I am not gonna be okay.
I am not okay.
Okay, so like here's the thing though.
Okay.
So even though I only have 5 courses I'm doing,
Yeah.
I have tutorials for every single course.
That's like an extra.
So that's like
5.
almost 10 classes.
Yeah.
In separate classrooms just because of the tutorials. The good thing those tutorials are only an hour, so.
I mean, yeah. I don't miss those days.
I'm not looking forward to like the 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. day.
Oh, that sucks.
That's
a work day.
It was originally 8 to 7, but then the course that went to 7 changed and conflicted with one of my other courses, so then I dropped it and got rid of it because I needed the other course more. So now I went from 6 courses to 5. So
like, yeah, I'll just like drop this one. It's fine.
So yeah.
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 Yeah, I mean, I can't really like say much about me yet because I don't really know like what's in store yet, but I'm very excited. I'm excited to start working.
Yeah. That's all I have to say about that. Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
What else can we talk about? I feel like
Oh, here's one thing we can talk about.
Okay.
This will be old news by the time this comes out, but Jeremy Renner got run over by a snowplow.
I know, that was
insane.
Whoa.
Like
Sorry,
he got
it just like echoed. Oh no, you're good. Sorry. I heard an echo when I talked and I'm like, well, that's super weird.
It's because you've got headphones on.
No, from your end.
Yeah, it's because you have headphones on. That's what happens.
Okay, well, I'm not technologically savvy, so
it doesn't happen often. It's like once every year it'll happen where you get a random echo. But okay, so yeah. So Jeremy Renner got run over by a snowplow. As far as we know, he's okay at this point in time.
He's in critical condition but stable.
Yeah, he posted to Instagram.
He did.
And I was reading a news article about it, and how it happened was he was helping his neighbors who got stuck in the snow. He was helping a friend who got stuck in the snow and took his snowplow out to go help them.
And then he got stuck under his own snowplow, right?
Well, he was trying to, because it started rolling and he tried to get back in to stop it from rolling and then got run over.
It ran over his leg and then on his chest, right? Oh my God.
And then as far as we know, he's in stable condition.
Yeah. Well, he had
okay-ish.
I mean, it could have been a lot worse, but his other neighbor was a doctor, and that's his doctor came out and literally saved his life.
Yeah.
Stopped the bleeding.
Yeah.
And it's they airlifted him to the hospital.
Yeah. But
that's
it's
insane.
When I first heard that, it was January 1st, and I was like, wow, this year is not off to a good start.
It's not, because literally you turn on the TV and 20 people died.
Yeah. Okay, I felt like this year was not going to be a great year when the old pope died.
Yes, the one
Like
before the current
right,
Pope.
right on New Year's Eve.
It was,
And
yeah.
I was like that's got to be a bad omen. And then like everybody's dying.
I
Gotta be
know.
that's a bad start to a New Year's.
I don't
So
know.
I hope Jeremy Renner gets better because he was doing a good deed and got
Yeah.
injured for it. So I
Like,
hope he
I don't
gets
know
better
what
soon.
happened there.
Well,
You know,
they're investigating why
yeah,
it actually started rolling and everything. So we'll see.
because yeah, because well, it's scary to think because my dad just bought a snow blower, right?
Yeah, but a snowblower is different than a snowplow.
Well, yeah,
Snowblower
but I'm
is
just
like
saying
significantly easier.
you could still get injured,
You can
but
still get injured, but also I've used a snowblower before.
yeah,
It's not once you get used to it, it's not as scary as you think.
I know.
It's like
My dad has to teach me how to use it still. I don't know. Anyways, speaking of like good or bad years, everyone is saying that Tauruses are gonna have the most fantabulous year in 2023.
I don't know about Sagittarius. Let's see what they
Because
say
I
about
just heard
Sagittarius.
every time I go onto like I take TikTok or like I go online and they're talking about like the zodiac signs for 2023. Taurus and another sign, I don't remember which sign, are gonna have the most amazing year. So
Okay, so apparently
I'm a Taurus, by the way. For the listeners out there who don't know, I'm a Taurus. Chantal's a Sagittarius.
okay, so I might get some special achievements in my life.
Ooh,
Um,
okay.
for the job market, professionally, things are going to pick up and my ideas will be praised.
That's amazing.
Apparently the middle of the year is a great time for me to make changes. Um, yeah, special achievements in some important areas of your life. That's the gist of it. So we'll see. We'll see if that actually happens.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, and it has something to do, well, it has something to do with the fact that like it's not Mars isn't in retrograde anymore or something, and like especially during our season.
didn't Mercury go into retrograde recently?
Oh yeah,
Or
or
was that
something like that.
Mars?
I don't
I don't
know. Or
remember.
Mercury went into retrograde and
It
then
was one of the M's.
yeah, and then that's why everything has kind of been off up until this point for Tauruses, and then
Sagittarius too. Oh my God,
yeah.
my chair just went up on its own, like my feet are no longer touching the ground. Okay, we'll leave it.
Yeah, so I'm excited. I don't know how much I believe into that stuff, but
I love the idea of that stuff.
yeah.
I feel it's very
It's like
it's
hopeful, you
very
know?
yeah, it's
Especially
very
when you hear
calming.
stuff like good stuff.
It's very calming. Even
Yeah.
like the bad stuff, I'm like, well, sorry, my chair keeps moving up like an inch like every couple of minutes. But it's even the bad stuff. I'm like, okay, well, there's a reason for it, and they give you like a reason.
Yeah, Mercury's in retrograde.
Yeah. But like
Uh,
not even stuff. They'll be like, this year's gonna be a bad year because of, X, Y,
yeah.
and Z or whatever, and then you're like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. But it's I'm feeling great. I'm feeling really great about this year. Um,
I am tired already. I'm not
me too.
even back at school. I worked one day this week and I am exhausted.
You didn't even I'm working more days than you are
Well, right now,
right now. Well, even then I'm still gonna be technically working even though it's from home.
but it's technically for school.
Yeah, but I can't even say that. Yeah, whatever.
It's for
For
school.
school.
See, like even like in my brain, like I know you think differently, but in my brain, if it's for school, it's school. Like even if you're getting paid for like doing like a co-op or a placement or something like that, if it's for school, it's still school. That's how it works. That's how my brain like thinks.
Yeah, I guess.
So, anyways,
Yeah.
we're gonna talk about Wednesday. So spoilers
Yes.
for the TV show Wednesday, not the day of the week,
No,
the
the show on
show
Netflix.
on Netflix.
Fun fact, we're recording this on a Wednesday and it's going to be released on a Wednesday.
Okay, so
Spoiler alert, you have been warned.
Now that we've gotten, spoilers out of the way.
Yeah.
Anything you want to talk about first?
Okay, I have to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Halfway through the episode, I thought I had already started episode 2.
Oh my God, me too. They're long
Okay.
episodes. They're
That
long
was
episodes.
it wasn't just me then, because I thought it like
So
I don't
to
know, like
preface this,
there was like a weird like it literally felt like it stopped like there was definitely a very significant halfway point to this episode, and that's why I thought I had started the second episode and I
yeah,
had to go
and
back and I'm like, oh shit, no, I can't yet because I'm
here's
still
yeah, and
yeah.
here's the funny thing, right? This is my 4th time watching this show, right?
Yeah.
I still did that. I still sat there last night when I rewatched it for the 4th
Yeah.
time, paused it, was like, am I on the second episode?
Yeah, it's I mean it's what, an hour long?
They're an hour long.
Which is like a normal Netflix TV show nowadays, but there was definitely a significant halfway point to the episode that made me think it was 2 episodes.
I agree.
And I think the reason being is there was so much packed into this one episode.
There was a lot, like
There was a
lot.
lot packed into the episode. And I will tell you right now, Chantal, I did not watch any of the other episodes. I'm going to, so for those of you who don't know, Chantal has watched this show 4 times. This is the first time I'm watching it. So me talking to you guys will be the first time ever me watching it. So I'm going to go episode by episode when we talk about the show. I don't know how well I'll do because I may be tempted to go on to the next episode.
You'll be very tempted.
Yeah.
However,
I'm gonna try.
There's a lot that happens later on that I'm excited to talk about. So let's just stick with this episode because otherwise I'll get ahead of myself.
I will stop you if there's anything that you start to talk about that I'm like, I wasn't in the episode.
I'll try not to. So first of all,
great intro.
How did you think it was casted? Because I have many opinions about this. Like for everybody, like Gomez, Morticia, Pugsley, everybody. How did you think it was cast?
I think the casting of the actual Addams family was pretty well done.
I agree with that. However, I felt like some of the characters were a bit out of character with what I'm used to. Like, I get it's not part of the whole like movie series or the original 60s TV show.
Tim Burton was going off of like the original.
Yeah, but
cartoon.
I felt like the characters weren't like, other than Wednesday, weren't as like not really dark, but like dark as they were originally.
I mean, you do have to keep in mind this episode is not about the Addams family, it's about Wednesday.
It's not. It's about Wednesday, but like Pugsley, I'm not used to Pugsley speaking as much.
He didn't really speak in the episode, though.
Yes, he did. He spoke full sentences.
I don't know.
And he was all like, I'm gonna miss you, sis. To me, that's a bit weird.
Considering they're like a gothic family.
Yeah. Considering that their like love language is I'm gonna murder you. Like, I felt that was a bit weird.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I was okay with it. Maybe like as I watch the show more, then it'll like, come up.
I understand that it's like it's part of like it's based on it's like Wednesday is the main character, so we're focusing on Wednesday. But I feel like the other characters need to have a focus as well. Maybe not like the main focus, but they need to like kind of fit in with what Wednesday is. Right? Because like Pugsley seems much more upbeat than she does. Her mom seems much more upbeat than she does, and so does her dad. So like they need to kind of be on her, not really fully on her level, but kind of on her level so we can see how she grew up like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that was at least what I felt.
I think
like I had nothing wrong. Like there was nothing wrong with the casting. It's just the characters needed a bit more fine-tuning, I think.
Yeah. I mean, and keep in mind, like, the pilot episode of a show isn't always the greatest.
I know, but okay, we'll revisit this later. But
Okay.
another thing that annoyed me, another character that really annoyed me, which pisses me off because I wanted to like her, was Enid. Enid annoyed me.
I think in this episode,
Like the whole thing when she like did her claw thing and she's like, I bite or whatever. I'm like,
she's like, this
first
kitty
of all,
has claws.
yeah, yeah. Like first of all, I cringed. Okay. I'm sorry, I cringed at that part. But it's like also I get it, they're in high school.
Yeah.
But also she seems too like innocent to be making threats. I
But I
was like,
think
that
that's
doesn't
like her
feel.
whole
No,
character.
I
Like,
know, but like if she's trying to make a threat, like I'm sorry, if I was Wednesday, I probably would have laughed because that does not make sense to me. Her being like, this kitty has claws. I'd
yeah.
be like,
But see,
I'd be the
here's what I
meanest.
think.
Like, I'd be the meanest person
Yeah.
if I was in
No,
this universe.
here's what I think. I think, how do you say her name? Enid?
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 Enid.
Okay, sorry, Enid. I think she's the perfect opposite for Wednesday
She is.
to be her friend.
She is. And like we do find later on she does become a little less annoying, but this episode, like right when I first saw it, I was like, I'm gonna hate this girl. Like
Really?
I find her so annoying. Like I like her, I grow to like her, but in the first episode, my God. Just the
I
whole
liked
and
that moment.
the thing is the only thing that put me off of her was when the part where she was like, this kitty's got claws, and then her nails made that like that sound was really bad, by the way. The sound that like when her nails grew, I hated that sound. It was like chink. And I was like, what is that? But yeah, but I did grow to like her character later on, but we will get back to that
Okay.
later on in another episode.
Okay. I do like her being more of a lone wolf. Like when we first see her, she has the dorm room all to herself.
Mm-hmm.
And even later on in the episode when she's talking to Wednesday about like the other wolf pack, like she's not fully developed yet. So she doesn't
Yeah.
belong. And if she doesn't become fully developed, then
And
she's a
then
lone wolf.
And then even Wednesday was like when she was doing her cello serenade on the rooftop and Enid comes out and they hear the wolves and Wednesday's like, "Aren't you going to go be with them?" And she's like, "I can't." And I'm like, "Oh, you poor girl." I did feel for
Yeah.
her then. But
Yeah.
see, like I said, like I found her really annoying at the beginning, but as like the show
You grow
progressed,
to like her.
I found her less annoying because I felt like she grew as a person, which I suppose is a sign of good writing.
Yeah. Can
Um,
I also like the fact that this is the perfect show for Tim Burton to
I know,
direct?
right?
The perfect
And
show.
like the thing is, he balanced practical effects and visual effects, like special effects, very well. Because Thing, you know, Thing hand,
Yeah,
he that's an actual
that was an
hand.
actual
It's a
hand. I did
person,
see
it's just a
behind the scenes
person,
photos.
it's a person green screen, but it's an actual hand.
Yeah.
So like that was very cool.
Yeah. I did like that. Did not like the CG in the as of the monster thing.
Oh yeah, no, that was that was
It
that
can
was
I
not
say
it.
it looked
That was
like
not.
Gollum.
Wait, pronounce it. Pronounce that again. Say that again.
It looked like Gollum. Gollum.
Yeah.
Gollum.
Okay, we'll work on your pronunciations later. But okay, to me it looked like oh, I don't remember the name of it, but it looked like this creature in the show I watched once when I was a little kid. So to preface this was 15 years ago. So of course I'm not
Okay.
gonna I remember this creature because it haunts me, but
Yeah.
I don't remember the name and I don't
No,
remember the
because
show.
there was
So
part of it that I'm like, this looks familiar
yeah.
while I was watching it.
Yeah.
And I think like really just the face to me looked like Gollum with the big eyes. Gollum with the big eyes. But like the lanky limbs, there's definitely
Yeah.
something familiar about it.
Okay,
I
so
don't know.
I have a question for you. I'm not going to do any
Yeah.
spoilers, but from the first episode, um, the monster, who do
Hmm.
you think it is?
I have to say there's something up with the headmistress.
Okay, interesting. We'll see later on
She just
what's
seems a
going on.
little like, I know she's doing it because Wednesday is a sociopath, but there's just something about the headmistress that I'm like, there's just something weird about her, you
Okay,
know?
well, we'll see later on what
Yeah.
happens. So I'm excited. So remember that. We'll come back to that. So you
Okay.
think that the headmistress is the monster,
Well, maybe not necessarily the monster, but maybe
but it
like
has something to do
summoning.
with?
Yeah, maybe
Okay,
like
got it.
summoning the monster.
Got it.
Unless
Okay,
she
well,
is. Because like the thing that I also really liked about this is like it has that paranormal
mhm.
element in it where you do have werewolves and you have seers and you have like wizards and warlocks or whatever.
Uh, they have okay, so at the school they have sirens, they have wolves, they have gorgons,
Yes,
and then,
gorgons
then the seers.
and the seers. And she's definitely a seer,
Yes.
which
So
is like
okay,
and
so
but
we'll
she doesn't know
revisit
like
this.
nobody knows like she keeps it a secret.
Yeah. So we will revisit this later. So we'll remember that you think the headmistress is fishy. Oh, yeah. So we will revisit this a little bit later.
Okay.
Okay. So let's talk
Or the
about.
therapist. I feel like the therapist is there's something
Okay.
always wrong with the
There's
therapist.
always something wrong with the therapist. So, okay, yeah, like for me, when I was first watching through this, I'm trying to say this in a way that's not spoilery. Okay, I'm gonna act as if this is my first time watching through this. The
Okay.
therapist is fishy, and when I was first watching this, I was like, oh, everything is down to the therapist.
There's always something wrong with the
So we'll
therapist.
see, we'll see what happens
Yeah.
there.
Okay.
Okay, can we talk about how Wednesday's like, I'm allergic to color, so they made her own uniform that's black and gray?
I mean, listen, if that was an option in school.
I would too. Our uniforms, though, to be fair, we went to a Catholic high school where we had to wear uniforms. They
Yeah.
were so ugly. They were so bad. Oh my God. They were the worst looking uniforms I think I've ever seen in my
They
life.
were
And
like the
the
tackiest office pants, like gray
and like
office
polo
pants.
shirts. They were gross.
Oh,
But the thing is, they were hot during the summer, but
I
cold during
hated
the
that.
winter.
I
So like
know.
you'd never won. Like in the summer you were sweating and dying. In the
And oh my
winter
God,
you were freezing.
God forbid you wore another sweater, Chantal.
Oh my goodness. God forbid you wore a sweater that's not uniform sweater.
Oh my God. Take off your sweater. That's not uniform code.
Or even if you wore, because they had when we got to school, they had changed the uniform. The previous uniform looked so much better. So if you wore a sweater from their uniform that was the previous one, they still got mad at you. They did not like that either. They were like, you have to wear the new uniform sweater.
So you
Yeah.
have to spend, because those uniforms were expensive.
And
Have to spend extra money just to get the new stupid uniform.
yeah, and I know people who had siblings who were older than them who went to the same
That's
school,
what I
so
did with my sisters.
they would wear the same uniform. But it's
Yeah.
like if you have the old uniform, yeah. It was
That's what I did with
okay.
my sisters. We just handed it over.
That was a side rant. Let's get
Sorry.
back on the
Yeah.
topic. That was a bit of a side rant. But yeah, so her uniform is kind of cute. I mean, the Nevermore uniform in general, I like. It looks
I like that
significant.
it's called
It's
Nevermore at the
I know,
school.
and it's significantly better looking than our school and our school uniform. So I wish we had that.
The pinstripes.
Yeah.
If it
It's
was
mu
a decent color, like if it was those colors, yeah,
listen, it's much better than the shit we had, so.
I know. But if they used our school colors on that uniform, no, absolutely not.
Blue, red, and yellow.
Absolutely not.
But to be fair, for our uniforms, they did use blue, gray, and white, so that I don't think that would look bad.
It was the gray and blue, yeah. Maybe like a darker gray.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, this is like
Anyway,
nitpicking.
But yeah, like everything so far in the first episode has been really good setup for the rest of the show, at least I felt. Is there anything in particular you wanted to discuss?
I think like her family is very like because the Adams family is a very loving family in their own way.
Oh, you
Probably
can tell.
more so loving than any other family, right?
Yeah.
But I think in this one, you find out like her mom was at the school,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you kind of like wonder maybe her mom has the gift of a seer too.
Well, we already knew she does.
Oh, does she?
Yeah. Because she said to Wednesday.
Well, I don't know. Anyways, so but then you find out that her dad is a wanted murderer.
But here's the thing, right?
Okay.
So in their I don't get why that is like such a big deal to Wednesday and her family because even Wednesday says herself, like, I'd rather people know that I actually killed someone than fail to do the job, pretty much to her family. So they're very much okay with a murder. So why does that like why is it such a big deal that her dad's a
Yeah.
wanted murderer?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, like this is coming from a woman who dropped or a girl who dropped freaking piranhas into a pool, like
the kid, he only lost one testicle.
yeah, he lost. But like, yeah, like I just didn't understand that part why it was such a big deal that her dad was a wanted murderer.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, let's take a moment and talk about his freaking nicknames for her. They're so cute. My little
My
storm
little
cloud.
My little scorpion.
My little scorpion. My favorite one hasn't actually happened yet. My favorite nickname for her.
Okay, well, don't
So
tell me
we'll
yet.
wait.
Don't say anything. But
We'll wait.
yeah.
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 All right. Anything else before we finish off here that you want to talk about? Because the
I
first
don't
episode
think
truly was just set up. Like we'll get more
Yeah.
into depth into a lot of stuff in
It
later
was
episodes, but
it was
it was
very like just setting up everything,
mhm.
knowing like who the players are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
That's it.
Okay, what do you rate it this episode?
It's like so hard for me because I've never seen like I haven't seen the rest of the show.
I know,
It
but how
was
do you
so
rate that
easy.
how do you rate that episode as a standalone?
I think as one that set up everything, I'll rate it a 7.
Okay, that's higher than I was going to rate
Oh,
it.
okay.
I
Again, I haven't
actually
seen
I'm rating it, but I'm not rating this based off of the other episodes. I'm rating this episode as this episode by itself. I'm
Okay.
rating it as a 5.5.
Okay.
And here's why. Because it's a setup episode, even though it does a really good job to set up and it's like just the pilot episode, it was really long. Like to the point where, I mean, both me and you were like, oh, we're on the second episode.
Yeah.
A lot of the characters, because it was being set up, I found annoying and I had to grow to like
I
them.
did not like that seer girl, I will say.
Like I had to grow to like them, which
Yeah.
I don't really like to do. As like when I'm watching a pilot episode, I had to grow to like them. Even though it did set up everything very well. Those are the reasons why I'm rating it so low because it was such a long episode and
Yeah.
because it like a lot of characters who needed more finessing and fine tuning didn't really get it in this episode.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I agree. I think
pretty much like okay, pretty much the only characters who I didn't find annoying in this was Gwendolyn Christie's character, who's the headmistress,
the headmistress.
Wednesday Adams, and Xavier Thorpe. Those are the only 3 characters that I didn't find annoying when I first watched.
Is he the one that draws on the wall the raven?
Yes, and he
Okay.
like tackled her out of the way of the falling gargoyle.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
So that's why I rate it so low, but there are other episodes in the series that will be rated significantly higher. So
Okay.
so don't take that as a bad omen for the series. It's just because I'm very nitpicky about some of these things. So
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well, that was the first episode of Wednesday. We didn't really talk much about it, but I mean, it is like it literally was just all set up.
Yeah.
And that was the thing that I think.
And we will revisit things from the first episode in
Yeah.
other episodes, which is why some of those episodes will be ranked a lot higher for me than this first episode.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
well, thank you for watching / listening to this episode. Next week, we are not going to talk about Wednesday episode 2. We have decided we're going to do one episode Wednesday, one episode a movie. Just to break it up a little bit and to give it a little bit more, a little jazzy stuff. Yeah, a little more oomph. So next episode, we are going to watch Enola Holmes 1.
Mhm.
Um,
One of my comfort movies.
You guys know how we feel about Enola Holmes, especially Henry Cavill. Anyways, yes, thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe, follow us on social media. Oh, can I just say, I did a tutorial on TikTok of how to hand knit a chunky blanket. Chantal,
Oh,
I have
don't have mine.
you don't have it.
It's in my room on
Over-
my bed.
It's been like a week. Over 6,000 views.
Wow.
I now have over 100 followers. I feel obligated to put more content out there. So if you guys want to follow me on TikTok, it's at Simply Salva. Chantal doesn't do anything on TikTok, so it's fine.
No, I don't.
She doesn't know. She may appear on some of my TikToks, but yeah. Yeah, so feel free to follow me at Simply Salva. Like, share, subscribe, follow us on social media at Silver Magic Studios. Go onto our website, silvermagicstudios.ca. Go onto our YouTube and subscribe there. Is that it? Yeah,
That's it.
okay. Until next time.
Toodles.
Toodles.